Since we're at Rolls-Royce's Goodwood HQ, I thought it would be rude not to catch up with its latest product. And this is it, believe it or not. It's a Wraith Coupe Black Badge. And to tell me all about it is Glenn Corbett, who is the product manager. Now Glenn, this is your baby, isn't it?
Indeed.
And it must be one of the most menacing Rolls-Royces I've ever seen. Where's the chrome?
Well, some of it's still there.
This must drive the purists
indeed.
mad. I mean, look at the silver, the spirit of ecstasy.
Yeah, I mean, it's an intentional statement. It is born out of our bespoke division. So this is an answer to a different type of customer. Something we're seeing a lot in the aftermarket, and we felt that we would have an opportunity to do it in a Rolls-Royce way and execute it correctly.
Let's have a walk around and see some of the things. I mean, I haven't seen these wheels before. That looks like some carbon fibre. I mean, what's happened to these?
Yeah, so these are a first for us. One of the first times you'll see it in the industry. This is actually a solid carbon fibre rim.
Okay.
So there's 22 layers of carbon fibre material in that
so that's
piece.
new technology in itself. It's been used on the Ford GT recently.
Yeah. Where this is unique is we have this combination of a carbon fibre rim with a forged and machined aluminium centre, bolted through with titanium fasteners. So there's a really nice modern craftsmanship story there.
Okay, so we're now in the Wraith, and it is radically different to some of the cars we've seen going down the line. I mean, where's the wood? Yeah,
it's a good question. What we've done is we've taken a much more kind of modern interpretation of our veneer, and we've created this all new technical fibre material. So what it is it's actually a carbon fibre weave. It's multi-thickness, so you get this kind of depth and kind of texture to it. But then horizontally woven through it is this very, very delicate, very fine aluminium thread. Yeah. It's 0.1 of a millimetre in diameter.
Wow, good,
you can imagine how delicate that is. It's the material itself starts life as a fabric.
Yeah. So again, it's another demonstration of your craftsmen. If they can work on quite a modern, this must be quite a modern material.
It's a modern take on a craftsmanship story, you know, as you touched on yourself. It's incredibly delicate. It's something that takes a lot of skill, a lot of expertise to actually lay. This is all hand laid up on these parts.
Yeah. Seats are amazing. Do they come as standard in this? This quite bright.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the leather itself is from our commission collection palette. So this has been chosen to just truly illustrate the bold colouring on the inside of Black Badge. This is not actually included in the Black Badge package. What you would get is you get the breakup, so the physical breakup of the seat. So this black and blue contrast.
Yeah, I saw that.
The way that is actually created is unique to Black Badge.
Okay.
As a customer, you can spec the car however you like. You can have a mono,
so you can be brave or as timid as you want with the spec. And you've created a sport mode for the transmission.
Yeah, I wouldn't go so far as calling it a sport mode, but it's
cheeky, maybe.
There's a low button that's on the transmission of all of our cars. What we've actually done here is in a Black Badge way, in a Rolls-Royce way, we've hidden additional functionality behind that button. Right. When you push that button, it now puts the transmission into its most dynamic and most responsive
so it's a
mode.
lot more responsive.
Yeah. So essentially, the response that you get from the throttle pedal when it's between 80 and 100% throttle in normal mode, if you like, is the most reactive mode. Right. Low button puts it in that mode the whole time.
The whole time. That's
so the car just becomes that bit more dynamic and adds that kind of final polish to the Black Badge.
How about the steering? Steering carries over unchanged?
Yeah, so the wheel itself is the same as a base car. The weight of the steering changes. Yeah. So one of the big things about sort of performance driving is that feedback that you get from the front wheels of the car. So married to the suspension changes, the way the car's reacting to you as you're leaning on the car in the corners, there is this increase in steering weight as the speed of the car increases.
Feels a bit more like a sports.
Yeah, you feel more contact with the front tyres and a bit more connected to the car without losing that Rolls-Royce magic carpet ride.
And it's interesting, you were telling me about this throttle pedal as well. Yeah. So top of the pedal, it works exactly the same as a normal Wraith, so you can cruise around quietly and then you push further? Yeah,
so the first 25%, just like a standard car. And actually the very first touch of the throttle, there is on a number of our cars, there is a small delay, and that is there because of the chauffeuring nature of our cars. That delay has been removed, so the uptake is instant.
Oh, I see.
The first 25% is then soft and gentle. From 25 to 80% in Wraith, you have a more responsive, more reactive transmission, a bit more pep from the car, and then 80 to 100% you get the full dynamic
impact
feel, which includes that small kick in the back when you're changing gear.
Yeah, amazing. They've actually engineered a slight thump in your back.
Yeah, and it's still in a Rolls-Royce way, so it's delivering a sensation of progress. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
an increase in torque, around 10%.
Right, I think that's for maths, I did it earlier, about 70 Newton meters on the additional thing. So that means it produces quite a ridiculous amount of torque.
Yeah. So 4.3 to 60.
4.3.
So
okay, but what about ride comfort? Is it been ruined? Is it now stiff? Is it now ready for the Nürburgring?
One of the fundamental elements of a Rolls-Royce is this magic carpet ride.
Right.
And whatever happens, we can't get away from that.
So you weren't prepared to compromise that for this
absolutely
car?
not.
Okay.
So shortening the gap between when the input is made and the response is given.
Does that reflect maybe the sort of buyer? Is the buyer different to maybe the regular Wraith or Ghost?
With Black Badge, with Dawn, with all the other products we're bringing through, the more youthful, energetic products that we have are contributing to that kind of downward.
So will this be expanded out to other models? Because obviously, if it's going to prove a success, draw some new young blood into the brands. Is this something
at the moment it's Ghost and Wraith.
Yep.
You mentioned right at the start about listening to feedback from markets. I mean, Black Badge is a long-term addition to our lineup. So this isn't a 100-car collection.
This is not a toe in the water. This is
long-term.
Right. So I think whatever you know about Rolls-Royce, maybe think again, because it's getting younger and sportier.